Oh, the reason why I made the video because I wrote more or less that all in a mail, but I didn't have the screenshots, also the screenshots, the pic from the contract. You understand his name. He never showed me a passport, by the way, and I want to do it before when he really leaves the country. I want to do it before I do that. Codex Mojave. And I wrote it already, and because I couldn't sleep anyway, I woke up. I want make that now. And I use the things, whatever, and set it that it's on your desk, and you enter the office. And so in your email folder. And if you get the email, the evidences, so that all what was done here, and too much spooky shit really, I think he was really, and he is still. Who killed the real developers? Who does that? Who have the technical equipment, the access to all that? I mean, the, the header and the email address from the office was still existing, but the whole text and the attachments was gone. The whole text and the attachments was gone. That's the reason I make that video anyway. I woke up, I sleep one RAM face and woke up. Why? Because Oliver, yeah, this is my, this goes, it's my against. Yeah, since 2 weeks, since I felt already that the people are dead for fools. So it's insane, it's insane, it's insane. Okay, to the police, what not came also maybe so really in the videos is that I have now, I mean, they won't press me out of the harbor, the ancient on runs. I have no water, I have no food. I use the water from the, I mean, truly drinking water, okay? I have only the water in the bladder. That stinks. It is disgusting. And the criminal piece of shit. So 2 days ago already, yeah, sailor, you have to blah, 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 blah. Yes, that it was intentionally, okay? When I run out of, I mean, that a piece of torture and murder shit, that is very clear. I mean, we don't need to speak about that. And that's the reason I report that. That's because I'm really, that is a killer. That is a piece of shit killer. It is insane. That is torturing, okay? We don't need to speak about the ancient Doras. That goes in the full. I'm sick of it. I want my money back on the leave. And I don't care if that guy really has cancer and really won't leave or whatever. I'm sick of it. That is a killer. And to be serious, to make that serious, yes. Who supports death get death? Who supports life really from his innocent death, from his whole soul on death for so long time like me? who get life. That was to see what was in Panama. That was to see it for 26 years. Yes, what was trying to sneak out from the Austrian bastards. Yeah, okay. I reported bastard because torturing, cheating, and obviously try to kill, because with that state on the boat, I don't go out of the harbor. Yes, I don't go out of the harbor. And I don't know if what that guy told me, what that guy told the marina here, whatever, because I have still one delivery there, or minimum, maybe as actually, maybe the global is for the cat is also. But I don't know if it's arrived, because it is long time ago, and it should have arrived. Okay, it should have arrived, but I didn't find. Was it the last time when I was there? I didn't find it. And my cat had FRP. Okay, I need it for him. Yeah. Huh? What is he going on? It's a one crime after the other, okay? To make that clear, yeah. I tell all the videos, I don't want to repeat it because I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. I'm really so sick of it. I only want to leave the bastards here and have my quiet, yes. And obviously, all that guys with what I was in connection on Facebook Marketplace, if anyone call them, obviously, or send them an email or what, any time, any way connected them, contacted them, and told you should leave it or tell them any lies or whatever, because it's possible. Yeah? And the point that for me, because Facebook Marketplace, you can go on my Facebook page and I write already all what was all done to me in my life. But basically, I mean, did the videos. Yes, I always supported with videos with screenshots and so on. Okay, that says also a lot about US citizen. Okay. But it is not only US citizen, it's also Austria, the humans are sick, that is climate, that is pollution, that all will be to solve in an instant. That is no any problem. That is not any problem. Yes, I work since 10 years now, since 2018. Okay, 7 years. 7 years. I investigate, I research the pollution that solve all that shit. Yes, that is a piece of cake. This is a piece of cake. Yes, there are people on the planet who can't do it, but they get murdered. That is exactly that what was with such pieces of shit and such. And the other, they are too coward. I told since years what are needed are petitions to the human rights courts to force them to take our cases. But they don't care. The people are simply sick. Yeah, they prefer to rot in pollution. Yeah, than to write simply petitions. Yeah. Psycho, suicide. They believe all shit. That is the problem. They believe all shit, but not a little bit the truth. Yeah, and that is the reason why such pieces of shit think they can do what they want. I don't know if you know the rule of law. I don't know if you know the laws, but what here is all going on, that is a crime. And it's very clear what is here going on. There's a try to kill me. That's what here is going on. Gaslighting, it is very clear. There is not that is absolutely clear. Yeah, cheating anyway. Yeah, but yeah, and they try to murder. I don't know. When any specialists look in what's going on, it can also be. I know that when it really the guy really want how it seems, because that dirty tricks is really. Then he has any equipment on the boat with what he do that shit here. Like, because now I started the engine. I tried to start it. Yeah. Before when I ran it, yes, I turned it off here. Then I tried it several times to start the engine from up. It didn't work. And now, yesterday on the other meter, started to just it tried to start, but yeah, the full system is big problems. And then suddenly the inverter, the 110 AC don't work. But I need to charge. I have it now connected with the 12-volt system, but what happened to my dad phone I charged yesterday on the on the lithium ferrum phosphor battery was ordered. That's were tolerating that made him angry, and that don't work because the batteries, when I show it, that it's after one night I cannot charge it to anyway. Before I didn't, before it was this is all complete to that is gaslighting with technical equipment. And that insane. I'm a high educated machinist. I'm not a stupid idiot. Okay, I know that stuff. Yes, I live since 2006 on boats, and every boat was to check. Yes, but that I had never. Okay, and you must. You don't know anything. That is the truth. Oh, blah blah blah. The first thing what I had to do, the first boat what I bought was to change the water pump because it was broken. Okay, that was on a Selco at 80 in the Netherlands. Yes, where I lived 2.5 years. Yes, on boats. I'm no idiot. I know what I'm doing. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay, that here is shit going on. And only that. No water, no this, not that, only because I said I want my money back, but now really push out of what any donut work. Huh? Man, we don't need to speak what that is. We don't need to speak. That he tell lies or they are in cahoots with their bastard is also very clear. Yeah, I mean that is a murder setup. That was a trap here. That is a trap. A dirty, sneaky, murderous, cheating trap. I mean, I really cannot understand. Is his girlfriend, is he really so stupid? Because she heard what he told her. But it is not the case. Maybe she don't know what's going on here. Or she is really in cahoots with him. But he looked like that. The owner here, is a Nazi or a sick one. They is really crazy. Yeah. And no one knows anything about real laws, about human rights, about laws, or believe really. But that he is a manipulator, that is clear, and he's a good manipulator. he is no shit. That is textbook. What he pulled off is textbook from that from all that what you can really mental dogs tell about psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissists, etc., etc., etc. That is really textbook what that guy pulled off. I mean, only the torturing. He know they have no water. He know that I cannot because the thing it don't work. I cannot reach shore and buy food and water. I don't need to take that water from that ship. Oh yes, you were in trouble and you brought me in trouble. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, trouble. Oh, I can maybe when a psychopath get cancer, then he act definitely because he's in the narcissist. He's really the peak of the world. He's the god of the world. That he don't have. So I can imagine that when anyone such a guy realize that here I have a guy really healed himself with Tai Chi, Qigong, acupressure, several meditation techniques, etc. from all shit. Yes, I have also cat allergy. Yeah, I don't have to hug him. I don't have, but when I was with 12, I could not foster 8 cats. Okay. I could not, and that was a long years later. I know what I was when I was by my mom, and she had all those cats, and I could, when I entered the room, IEG, asthma, and so on. You can imagine this. That is chiliousness. That is chiliousness. Yes, for 36 chiliousness on 26 years try to sneak me out. I mean the videos on it's all I don't really speak about that. That is a killer. That is definitely a killer. If he worked for the CIA, I don't know, or for the government, I don't know. But a killer is that guy definitely. He's a torturer, he's a killer, and a very good gaslighter and manipulator. That is clear. I fall off also for him, but when I looked at the interview, and then what makes me really what was for me the proof that he is one was when he told that down and the battery bank are 12 volts and a police of 24 volts. At first, because my stuff is still in Tampa, where I stay about meet and all, he brought me for a car to if that is it's ridiculous. You cannot tell anything. It shows it is 12 volt or 24 volt or anything, but that is not enough. I didn't know all the polarity or even not. You cannot check with such if a cable is working because you cannot. You need the beginning and the end of the cable and of the wire, okay? You cannot pull the cable so far. That's bullshit, yes. Yeah, check what where the wires come. I think, yeah, I told it anyway. I don't want picnic now on all what I told anyway already, yes, and several times already. That he is torturing, and I don't need to speak what torture is, but also by USA law. Okay, I want my money back, only because that, yes, because what that guy did with me since 1 month, lied me from the beginning, tell me the blue from the sky, and then is that reality and so on. That guy has to be in prison. Yes, that guy has to be in prison. Yes, and I have to say, how told who serve death in that way when I hope he have really cancer, because to be serious, I think that population control must begin actually with such people, or people who was all the politicians, or murder people with pollution, with oppressing, with murdering real developers. Okay, so here must begin population control, or the world rot, the human rot, and so on. I tell it in many my articles. I wrote that also with that what causes the big ship pollution. It increases by the third of that bankful. Third, that electrolyte would reduce with the iron core of the planet that electromagnetic energy field, which protect the Earth from sun and cosmic radiation. And what? When that fails, everyone knows who study a little bit terraforming, the cosmic radiation shoots all life on the surface, so the genes of that life, to garbage slowly. That is slowly painful death. And yeah, yes. And Musk won't go to Mars. Oh, as if the humanity, the no, 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 no. That only selected kind of people can go with him, and the other should not. Also, that is very clear. I mean, when you put the pieces of the puzzle together, is that clear? Okay. There's 90% on a look and thinking I can process that, okay? That is the conspiracy theory. That is a kind of logic that only a handful of people have on the planet. And intelligence. That was told me in 1988 from my biggest doctor when I made the test in that assessment. I cannot remember what that company or the name of the company was. But he told Mr. Bartle that is not possible that you have that called how you cheated. That was the first what they told, and after the AA, the analog thinking test, and from school that's what it's not possible. This goes too high. How you cheated. And that he did for 1 week. After 1 week, after the test of the final direct, was it clear, and when it all 10 minutes that I have to apologize, Mr. Bartle, you will, in Austrian dialects. Yeah. So, that water from the back is disgusting. I cannot tell. It is absolutely disgusting. Yes. And I took a sample from that. I don't know what is in it. I boil it. I boiled it. I don't know if there's anything, because it tastes coffee, or doesn't matter what to make. Yes, I had to take it because that's the only thing what I have is still some so Chinese instant noodle soups, where I have put yesterday my last egg in it, and a lot of herbs. That is that he needed. The coffee, tea, it is. And that is, I want back my money. I want back my money, and that guy has to put in prison. And I don't know if I have, when I have the possibility to sue that bastard, then I do it. I do it. I do it. I need a legal advice for that. I have no idea how to do, and here I need help. I'm illegal, but not from choice, obviously, yes. That is an evident video to see. I really don't like the US. I only came here to buy a boat and leave. And that was from the Austrian government, from the Austrian VVR, the pension insurance. There's nothing was knows better about my meeting instead. Asthma and all that shit. Spondylosis. It is. That is. But it is not the case. I only can shake my head when such is possible, such a word in the world that tells all about the society, about all that religion shit. Yes, I mean, I have to tell that it confirms all what I tell. That cutting off the foreskin, that is that is the reason why they try to wipe us out, and that Taoism and TCM is not that. But I have a friend in Austria, I had one, and when you go into his rooms, you see well the so the body draws, yeah, with the meridians and the points, and in Chinese the description and so on. That guy was a real freak, and he confirmed that from that what I tell now. Yeah. This Taoist must know this, and to read know that, yes. And when you cut off the foreskin, that the astral chakra is open. That means any astral creature can possess you when you have no really training in how to defeat that in magic. I don't care if you believe on that. I don't care. I don't speak also not about discuss about it anymore, because look at that world. It is sick. What is going on? That is only pure sickness. Yes, and even more the kneel before any pseudo-redeemer, even worse it goes. Yeah? Even worse it is. Yes, even more people wake up from that, even better it is. Yeah. But the Muslims, I don't need to speak anything. They prove with science thought for 1,400 years what they are. How many people they forced, and about that law of fraction of the same desert demon, which the Egypts and the Babylonian and some other culture also knew. Look at that country. But it's with the natives. Is that love? Is that justice? Only because they didn't know that, only because they didn't, but that they had democracy, okay? You have democracy from that. And the German tribes had also a real democracy. The Athenian democracy was no real, where only male was allowed to vote. There's no real democracy about that. We also don't need to speak. Yes, man. A real serious history research and where democracy came from. And democracy demands intelligent, empathic, self-educated, for their own interest, educated people which are able to prove blah from anyone who stands there up and make a big blah. Yeah. But it's not political, but that is the reason, that is the synoptic connection what I mean. The reason why I'm here, why since 26 years can pull that off, yes, and it goes worse and worse. Even if each year more shit, more giving a shit about human rights, constitution, based on that, laws what every country will sign the UNO Charter must obey the human rights as most important laws. Yeah. Every law that is created must obey the human rights. Every regulation or whatever must obey that human rights and the laws. That is very clear. There's a strict order in the things, and there is no. When anyone make a little loophole, but in that is the intention clear. Yeah, is the intention clear. But there's no more to say. Yes. What comes also to it? Because I could not. Man, that I forget in the other videos. my garbage pile up, yeah, because I because I'm so long sabotaged. Yes, I take my shower. I broke it in the last years only 3 times, but the wash was normally my clothes. And not with a washing machine because I wash it by hand. That's all the reason. He wants, yeah, use the shower here. I don't use any of the facilities here so long I don't pay. Yes. Okay. But I also don't pay so long I don't use it. Yeah. And why I should pay a dingy dog when the dingy don't work? I mean, that what I tell is based on this blah. I don't know if it, I have no idea what is really here going on, but nobody told anything. Yes, that is the next. Yes, but I didn't speak. But also that owner of the place here. I mean, she was drunker. Yeah, that was on Halloween. What is also a wrong date? I mean, Halloween is based on Samhain. That is the night from the that comes in it shifted from the normally from the 11th to the 12th November. So that's the wrong date. That is a whole old Celtic holiday. I know that that's true. It yes, I know that. This is no, yeah. And the correct New Year is actually the night from the 21st to the 22 December because this is the change from the sun. Then the days goes longer again. Astronomically correct is that New Year and not than anything else. Besides I know that. I know that stuff, okay? I know that stuff. That is knowing, no believing, knowing. And it is logic. Yeah. Because when the days goes longer and so on, there's the same logic as that here. I'm not stupid, I know my stuff, okay? And that what the guy pulled off is really textbook gaslighting. That is textbook gaslighting. And what he caused here, if they are not his accomplices, then shows that exactly how good. Then I don't think he is. I mean, such guys always contradict them in that what they blah because it's not based on logic. It's based on manipulation. I mean, you're not stupid enough, then you won't there's anything wrong. Yeah. Then you keep away from those guys. But I cannot. I won't keep away. Okay, and I won't keep away from that what he did on that boat because that is not normal. What is going on? That's not normal. His typical when I said that is not normal. But there is no normal. You have this, you have this, you have this. Yes, yes, you have cockroaches on the boat, but where they find no food. I have a fly invasion because I cannot bring the garbage to shore. Because he told I'm stinking, and then I thought, okay, then yes, then I won't bring my garbage to shore when the diggy works, but the diggy don't work. that was I admit that with the thingy buyer was it, but the other thing he had no what he offered me for 250. That 50 Westerner he has still, and so much blah. But that nothing. Yes, he bought me food when I was working here. I mean, that do psychopaths, that do such manipulators. Yes, that you are feel in their that you own them something. You understand me? Any honest guy. I think you know what I mean. Yes, any real honest guy that is emotional manipulation. And he never had to do that. I only need to go shopping, buy my food, and he go anyway to shore to visit. He only take me with me. He has no additional. And I always take it. Only take me with me when you really. You don't need to go extra for me. Yeah. What is? You hear the generator? I don't know if you hear it. That is also spooky. Okay. I don't know. There's another one too. It is not. It is. Do I need the air conditioner? I don't need the air conditioner. I don't need anything. I need a fan. Yes, that fan don't work since I started the engine. How is that possible? How is that possible? The inverter don't work since I started the engine. I tried to start the engine from up. How is that possible? How I tried the engine before? Because here I should start the engine here. Huh? In the engine room with the top. Huh? Anytime heard about that? I said, I don't. How should that normally? And no, it works. And I tried it. And because, how is that possible? And I that I cannot. And I tried start the engine from up. That was also. Now it works. That not that works, but to be clear, yes, exactly that. And how he do that, I don't know. I mean, no, I know from people what they tell is, and that is obviously true, and I confirm that. But this is a conspiracy theory. No, you can't do with microwaves, with magnet fields, and with that is Nikola Tesla technology. Yes, that is Nikola Tesla. That technology where Nikola Tesla told. Then shortly before his death, they will do horrible things with that what I invented. And I have to say, what intelligence belongs. Uh, when I see such people, when I see a model, how it behaves and so on, I don't invent anything what gives them power, such a power over people. So much about genie, yes. All stuff what I invented is not to abuse. The Commander Drive is not to abuse the EG2 injector system. Yeah, you can make weapons from that. Yes, that is possible. But on the other hand, it stops any kind of pollution. Yes. Okay. With a gun, I cannot stop pollution, except I use it to kill the people what should be actually put in prison, trialed, and executed in public because it's a public issue. I am absolutely supporter of the Codex Hammurabi. Absolutely. After 26 years torture and so on, and know what they did with other developers, when people get deformated after their birth. And that amount, I mean, FBI, make a timeline, what happens when, and so on. I mean, there are no cheaters, there are no fraud. And that guy who died in that way, and that amount of people what died in that way are no fraud. That is an indicator that is very clear. Here is shit going on. Anyone who has a little bit in his brain must come to that solution. And I don't need to begin with thermodynamic and so on. Oh, still that don't work. No, it is possible. I can release with a less amount anything from a thing what where the potential is then much higher. Yeah, or I don't need to do any atom or any nuclear power stations because also here release anything with less energy but gives you much more energy. Okay, I don't want to begin with thermodynamic laws. That is bullshit, yes, because that is not valid in that case. Yeah, that is not valid. When I use a heater, a normal heater, electric heater, then I bring it that and that amount of energy, and that can do that stuff. Yes, I cannot heat with a candle a room. Also, I give it in a only slightly, because I changed the how is it called in English? The heat that goes up are transformed with the flower pot and radiation. Yes, but I still cannot really heat a room with it because yes, that heat that goes up is not down. I can I don't fly. I'm not on the ceiling. When I would be on the ceiling, that it works a little bit, but also not from on candle as this bullshit, and also not from the comes in it. In a small tent that is isolated, that is uh, thermically sealed. Yes, but not in a room. Sorry, that is bullshit. Yes. When I use the electric energy from that and that volt to with pulsing technology, so it was used by THG welding. By THG welding is with pulsing, this is capacitor fast discharge used to tee up the H2O water molecules to hydrogen and oxygen in a much higher efficiency. That was Stellenwey's thing. That was his thing, and that the damn cell we don't even separate hydrogen and oxygen by production, what is much safer. What my cell does, yes. Yes, voila, that is the reason why I'm here. That's the reason why that's the reason why they want make or heat minimum. Make me believe that I'm a poor loser and I'm stupid and don't know anything. That is the reason why they was pulled up. And he enjoyed it obviously because yesterday after he in the morning, that is just after 12 a.m. or yeah, p.m. or however that is called in English. It's at 2400. He was sitting on his boat with the coffee and shouted to the neighbor. Anything I didn't understand it. Yeah, ha ha ha, blah blah. And he also with his coffee. Did I see him with his coffee? Why? Because I have no water for a proper coffee. You get it? You get it? That textbook. I told you that is textbook. Okay? That is textbook. I want my money back, and I report this guy. That is not to the X time. I report this guy as cheater, as gaslighter, and as potential intentionally killer. Yeah. I don't know how it's called. That is not man. That is intentional. That is absolutely that is sneaky and structural planned murder. And in the minimum, and then people are too stupid to check that. It's really, really wow. That